So, what was a hard fought contest in the end. Maybe Celtic shot themselves in the foot in the first half by not taking big chances with Adamida and Paolo Bernardo. Dundee definitely came out in the second half and made a real game of it, obviously taking the lead at one point. It finished Dundee 3, Celtic 3 in the end, which means even though in my prediction video last week, or at the weekend, sorry, I got everything right, the first hurdle has tripped me up here since I predicted a 2-0 Celtic win. And, you know, if you look at both halves as a whole, maybe a draw was a fair result. Although Dundee will probably feel the most aggrieved out of the two, as they were very close to winning it at the end. But we'll obviously recap the game as a whole and the reaction to it. I thought in the game, Celtic started the strongest out of the two teams by a fairly significant margin. Greg Taylor puts an excellent ball into the box, and you could have put your house on Luke McCowan scoring tonight against his former club. It always seems to happen whenever a player returns to face a former club. They always seem to find the back of the net. Brilliant header to put Celtic 1-0 up. Unsure if he was trying to send it back across, but it's a good header nonetheless. Not too long after, really good bit of play from Yang to find Kyogo, who fires a ball across, and Adamida should definitely be scoring. He kind of pulls out of it a little bit, and it should have been a goal from there. Paolo Bernardo also hits the bar with a header. You have to feel that an out-and-out goal scorer heads that in at the ground and scores. Although Dundee do equalise with a little bit of a slice of luck with McGregor looking to win the ball back, and it goes straight to a Dundee player. Bernardo also looked to win the ball back high up, and again it went to a Dundee player, but you need to ride your luck at times. The goal itself, really good ping pass, and Adewemi, really good finish into the bottom corner, has to be said. Continuing his form from the other night against Rangers, where he should have had a brace potentially with that offside that looked really dodgy. But no, good finish, and then it goes into half time 1-1. Into the second half, and it's a wee bit more of a game right from the get-go. You can see that, but Celtic do take the lead again through Yang. It's a ball across. Ida kind of misses it, and Carson kind of flaps at it a little bit, and Yang heads it into the back of an empty net. But immediately, pretty much, Dundee go up the other end. Mulligan fires the ball across. If Carter Vickers doesn't get a touch to it, Schmeichel might gather it. However, it does come off Carter Vickers, and I think that will go down as a Carter Vickers own goal in the end. Trusty didn't have a great night. He was bullied off the ball pretty easily, and then fired across from Mulligan after that. And later on in the game, Dundee take the lead through a Donnelly header, which you can obviously see in the picture there. Trusty, obviously the picture makes it look like it was a good battle, but he's facing away. He was out jumped, and Brendan Rodgers was not happy at all with this one. The camera panned to him immediately, and he said weak as piss, quite clearly. So I would not be surprised at all to see Austin Trusty drop out against Kilmarnock, and Liam Scales come back in with a manager's reaction like that. Who knows? He didn't have his best game at all, but I think he's earned a wee bit of slack with the manager personally from when I've seen him, but we'll see what ends up happening from there. And then Dundee actually were pressing really well, and they weren't just sitting deep and looking to kind of see it out from that point. They were trying to press Celtic high up. Nicholas Kuhn, though, in the end, does well to cut inside, and Mo Silla, who I thought had a really good game up to this point, for some reason when he dives in to make the block, his arm is well out and up in the air, and it hits it, and you're never not going to get a penalty given for that. It's not in a natural position at all, and it's quite silly from him. I think Tony Dockett will probably be a wee bit disappointed. Who knows if the shot would have ended up in the back of the net, or if Carson would have gathered, or if it maybe would have went over. However, it does clearly strike the arm of Mo Silla. Stonewall penalty, and Arnott Engels steps up, cool as you like, fires it into the back of the net to make it 3-3 in a really entertaining game from the neutral perspective. it does see Celtic go 16 clear instead of the 18 clear that they would have very much liked. I would, if my prediction from earlier comes to pass, then Rangers will be cutting the gap back down to 13 points, which incidentally is 1 point lower than it was heading into the Derby game between Celtic and Rangers, because of obviously results since then. It has not panned out the way that Rangers would have liked, most likely, particularly after beating Celtic. They would have liked to have been a lot closer than 13 points. But hey, who knows, Aberdeen could take something from Rangers tomorrow and it might still be 16 points if it's a draw, or it potentially, or if it's an Aberdeen win, or it might go back down to 15 points if it's a draw. We'll see what ends up happening tomorrow. Dundee should take confidence though from their last two performances, I would imagine, against both sides of the Old Firm, and draws against both. Arguably could have won both games. If things had gone slightly differently, the contentious offside when it comes to the second goal that Adewemi scored against Rangers being chopped off, and a last minute penalty given away, which, to be fair, it's a stonewaller. Is what it is when it comes to that, but it's not going to hurt any less when you give it away, in all honesty. So that'll be that for that match reaction anyway. I'll be back tomorrow night for sure for match reaction to Rangers versus Aberdeen. We'll see how that one goes. We'll see if my predictions for the midweek and weekend and Monday's fixtures can get back on track, or if I'm going to go 0 for 2 after tomorrow's game. Please check out the other videos on the channel, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you after.